Hey besties, do you know how much money you need to live every single month? Do you know how much money you need to save for your emergency fund? Well, in today's video, I am going to be walking you through the process of how I am figuring out how much money I need to live every single month. And as I am saving towards my emergency fund, which is my 1 to 3 months of living expenses, I am going to be showing you how I am calculating that. So if that is something that you're here for, then just go ahead and stay tuned. So if you are new here, my name is Jasmine, aka Budget Treasures, and here on my channel I talk about all things finance with the emphasis on budgeting, saving money, and paying off debt. And I really encourage that you subscribe to the channel and become a bestie. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you know anytime I upload a new video. If you are a returning bestie, hey girl, hey, thank you so much for returning. I'm super excited for this video, and this week we are I'm having another daily dose of Budget Treasures this week. So make sure you guys are plugged in. I have to reset for March, okay? And some of you guys have already let me know, like, Bessie, I'm doing the same thing. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So I am doing this exercise, and the way that I'm doing it, I have actually never done it before. So this is something that's gonna be new. I think possibly that people calculate how much money they need to survive differently, but this is the way that I'm going to calculate mine. So what I'm going to need is I'm going to need my bill tracker, and then I am going to just need a blank piece of paper. If you caught my last video, my budgeting video, I kind of talked about me doing this exercise so that I really know and have a number of how much money I need to survive every single month for in the event that something happens and I am not able to generate income, which is like if I lose my job or something like that. We know that we hear all the time people say, you know, save 1 to 3 to 6 months of living expenses. But do we really know what that number is? I've heard some people say that they save their paycheck. They save, like, let's say their paycheck, they're paid $1,000 a month. So they save 3 times that or 6 times that, and that is their emergency fund. That's one way of doing it if that works for you. Other people just save their 4 walls, and that is just their rent, mortgage, their utility bills, any food or whatnot. And if that's what works for that person, then that's what they do. I'm gonna do mine a little bit different. So I have a scratch sheet of paper here. I have my bill tracker, and then I'm also going to be using my little planner here, which is gonna let me know as far as my utility goes. I'm gonna show you guys how I got the number for my utilities. We'll talk about that once we get to that. I am gonna grab me a pen here so we can go ahead and get started. So the way that I'm gonna do it is I'm going to section it out. I'm gonna first start with my mortgage, because this is my roof. And I'm gonna take that amount, and for right now, I'm only multiplying it times 1, because the purpose of this exercise is for me to know how much money I need to have in my bill account as a buffer. That buffer is going to serve as my 1 month of living expenses at this time. In the future, I am going to calculate how much money I need for 3 months, and that's gonna go into an actual emergency savings account in the event that something happens and I need to live off of that money. So for a mortgage, I do know what that is, so I'm just gonna leave it blank because I know what that is. And because I do not share my mortgage amount, then I'm not gonna put it here. But for an example, if you're doing this with me, if your mortgage or rent, I'm just gonna say $2,000. Because living here in LA, California, it's not cheap to live. especially when you're paying rent on your own. I have to take these off so I can write comfortably. If you're living on your own, it's not cheap, okay? So this is an example, okay? I'm gonna put an example so that people know if this is what I was paying per month. And then after this, then I'm gonna skip a line, and this is where I am going to, well, actually I'm gonna put HOA, because there is no way that I can stop paying my HOA. And for HOA, this is gonna be $266. I'm gonna skip a line. So this is my roof. And then next is gonna be my utilities. So this is what I have to have regardless, no matter what. So I went into each utility account and I looked at the highest bill over the last 12 months and I rounded up. So for my gas, remember this is utility, or I'm just gonna put utility bills. This is $165. This was my highest bill. It was like $162 something, so I rounded up. Next is my electric. And for my electric, the highest bill was like $217, I think. So I rounded up for $220. And then water, same thing here, $50. And then solar, same thing here. And this is $150. I don't think that I have a choice if I want to pay for my solar. It is a utility bill and it actually makes my electric bill cheaper. So she's a keeper. This is all I have for utility bills, and I'm just going to double check to make sure.
We got electric, water, and some solar, gas.
Oh, trash. This is also a utility. Have to pay this. And trash is $110. Now this is not $110 a month, it's $110 a quarter. So if I break that down for $110 a quarter, just take $110 and I divide it into 3 and I get $36.66. Really is what I need every month. But I'm just gonna put $110 there because I don't mind having extra money saved. So that's my utility bills. And then next, these bills, I'm gonna say like living expenses. Now my living expenses is things that I like can't live without. So this is like food, right? And I'm gonna put well, actually I need $300 a month for food. So it's actually gonna be $300. And next would be household. I'm gonna put $30 a month. Toiletries. This is what I take now, and it's really literally the bare minimum. $30. And gas. I take about $120 a month, every 2 weeks. So 120 times 2 is what, 240? 240 for gas. This is for the month. So these are the things that I need to take care of no matter what. So next is, so these are kind of like bills. I'm just gonna write it out. No choice to pay. Or, you know, something will happen if I don't pay these bills. Something that's not good. And that would be like my personal loan. I'm thinking, well, this is gonna be paid off, so I'm not gonna put that down. But tax bill, I have to pay this. there may be something that you can do with your taxes. I think you can like stop payment or something like that. I would have to see. But for right now, I'm just going to put that there because we all have to pay our taxes. And then this is car and home insurance. I don't have a choice to pay this. Now, how much I pay is different because, of course, I can lower the coverage amount and that will lower the amount of money that I have to pay. So this is flexible, but I am just going to budget for the higher end. So here I'm just going to put 150. Next is court. And that's it. So these are the only bills that I do not have a choice to pay. Next is the rest of the bills. I'm just gonna put, every other bill here. These, I have a choice to pay these. So that would be internet and cable. I mean, I do kind of need internet, like, you need internet. But, things would have to be really, really, really bad for me to cut it off or, So this is I'm just gonna put 125 because I am rounding everything off. Next is ADT and $70. Sirius XM, $10. Life insurance, $115. I'll put car and home up there. Amazon Prime, $20. 24-hour fitness, $35. Hulu Disney, make sure you guys are able to see. Hulu Disney, $5. Apple will be, I'm just gonna put $100 for Apple. Now Peacock and Clear, I'm not even gonna put these down here because these are streaming services. I mean, I guess I did put the streaming service here. Well, yeah, I'm gonna put it here, Peacock. I'm gonna put $20. And then as far as Clear goes, this comes out of a different budget, so I'm not even gonna put that. So this is all of the things that I pay, give or take a few, every single month. And this is gonna let me know how much money I need to save or have in my account as a buffer. I'm gonna add all of this up and I'll come right back.
Usually I don't post. Usually I don't post, but I want the world to know. Time to pull a drop tops out. Summer nights, it's a vibe, yeah. We've been keeping it in the house. Netflix and chillin', I GDMing, yeah. Didn't wanna share my love till I found someone I'm sure of. Young and untamed, I've been out of range, keeping it low. But I wanna be bold with it. Don't care who we told about it. Wow, baby, got a hold on it. Let love unfold tonight. They'll be calling us gold. No lies, so bear with it.
So I have everything calculated. I am going to give you two different scenarios of what I'm doing. The first thing that I'm doing, the scenario, is just for me to calculate all of the bills that I have, regardless if they are a part of the four walls or not, needed or not. This is how much money I am paying in bills every single month. So I know what to have in my bill account as a buffer. The buffer is there in the event that a bill seems to be a little bit larger than normal. It'll come out of this account, my bill account. That's where my buffer is. In the event that I just want to put more of my bills on auto pay so that they just automatically pay, I am confident and comfortable that the money is there to be able to be taken out. So that is the first scenario, or the first thing that I'm working on. The second thing, I am going to be saving for my 3 to 6 months of an emergency fund, which will be there in the event that anything happens to my job, I get laid off or whatnot. I just don't have my full-time job any longer. I do want to have 3 to 6 months saved up. The buffer account will be $2,070. Now, when I pay off my debt and I start saving towards my 3 to 6 months of living expenses, I'll take this amount here, if that is what it is at the time, and I'll take $2,070 and then I'll multiply that by 3. And I know that I need to start saving towards, $6,210. That'll be the first month, or I'm sorry, 3 months worth of, bills that I need to pay in the event that I have to live off of that emergency fund. And then of course it's going to be a different amount for my mortgage and HOA. So it's actually going to be more than 6,210. It will also include the mortgage and the HOA. So I hope that that made sense for you to do your exercise. When I did tell you guys that I was going to do this exercise, some of the besties were saying, oh, I can't wait because I don't even know how to do it, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if this is the right way, but this is the way I'm doing it, okay? This is the way that I think is correct. So I know that I was transferring over $1,000 to my account. I actually need to transfer a total of $2,070 over. There's what I need to do. So that's the amount. That's how much it is for the utility bills. This is how much it is for the living expenses. This is how much it is for the bills that I don't have a choice to pay. And then that's how much that is. And then I'll calculate that off camera. But I hope that that made sense, besties. So this is how I am, or have calculated, how much money I need to live every single month. And I was scared to do this exercise because I kind of knew. I was like, you know what? It's going to be more than I think. And that's why I'm telling you guys to make sure, if, do a detailed, just take a piece of paper and do the detailed calculations, because I definitely didn't think it was $2,000. I thought it was more so like $1,000. That's why I had just came up with that random number. But as you can see, the random number doesn't really help me at all because I was way off. So, so that is how much money I am gonna need to put in my buffer account. Or I'm sorry, that's $2,000 is how much money I am going to need to put into my bill account. And that will serve as my buffer. And when I am ready to start saving for my 3 to 6 months of living expenses, then I am going to do that exercise again, and that's how much money I'm going to work to saving. So I hope that that was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section and I will be more than happy to assist. Before we go, I just want to give you guys an update on what's going to be happening in March. So if you want to cut off the video, you definitely can, but I just want to let you guys know the video is over. So March Madness, super excited about it because I am happy about getting back on track, okay? So March Madness is going to include, by popular demand, Prayer Mondays is coming back. Yay, yay, yay. You guys told me, I heard you, and you was like, bring it back, run it back, run it back, run it back. So that's just what we're doing. So every single Monday in the month of March, we will be having prayer Mondays. And we will be focusing on reset. We will be focusing on just staying the course. Things like that will be the focus. And then I do want to have Debt-Free Fridays. I'm unsure right now if I'm going to have it on Instagram or if I'm going to run it over here on YouTube, where I do a weekly live on Fridays where I'm talking about debt and how to get rid of your debt, how to pay it off, how to, the different methods of paying off debt and people's stories and things like that. So I'm not sure if I want to do it on Instagram or here on YouTube. I have to make a decision. I know that I can do both platforms because I do know some of the besties do not have Instagram. So I'm just trying to figure it out because I do want to have guests on. So I'm just trying to figure out the best place to have it. So maybe you guys can vote down below. Where would you like to have it? Would you like to have it here on YouTube or would you like to have it over on Instagram? And I'm also going to be doing a low spend, not a no spend, but a low spend in March. And let me see, what else do we have going on? And I think that's it. It's my magic month. That's what people call it. I'm getting paid 3 times in March. And so I really want to use this month as a reset month and kind of get back on track. And I think that's also going to help with my buffer and having that money in there to be able to roll over into the next month. So I think that is pretty much it. That's all the announcements that I have. My church announcements, right? So once again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. If you made it to the end here, I want you to leave a, I'm trying to think what emoji haven't we used. And we're going into March, and leave a basketball in the comments because we are ready for March Madness. And I think March Madness is basketball, right? I hope so. So if you made it to the end, if you made it to this point, leave a basketball in the comments. If you have any questions about the calculations or anything, leave your questions in the comments. But I do want to talk to you guys, so say hi if nothing else. But I will see you besties in the next video. Go be great. Peace out.